doing today? Just getting myself situated, and I hope that you had a good day yesterday. Hope you had a wonderful start to the day so far. We're running a little bit ragged today, but don't you worry. This will be a wonderfully productive session today, and it's going to start pretty much right now. Yes, it is. Just get the git fiddle going and get the tuner out. I wonder if we have any takers on yet. Any takers on yet? Let's see. Hey, Murphy's here today. Hey, Murphy. Here's Murph. Come on, Murph. Come say hi, buddy. Come say hi to the gang. Come on. Come on, Murph. Good boy. Here's my boy, Murphy. There's Murphy. There he is. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's my little hippie dog. Yeah, he's super cool. Good morning, Marlon. Mr. Grubbs, thank you very much for being here, and certainly appreciate seeing you this morning. We've got a lot of ground to cover today, and I certainly I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to hanging with you guys this morning to get the old fingers going, get the old fingers up to speed, and we are going to talk a little bit about pre-warm-up today, only because we have a moment to do that. And 𝗕𝗏𝗡, hello, brother. What's going on, brother? Yeah, welcome to the live stream this morning. Just starting with some passive stretching, just getting the breath going. Just a little bit of passive stretch. And if you are here, it's likely that you are here because you also are playing along. Now, I wanted to share with you one of the things that good morning, Mr. Tortorello. So, good to see you today. I'm just working on, there's a thing that I do before, just in case you wonder why I tune. It's not only to bring myself in tune with into harmony with a guitar, but it's also at the end of every session, before I put the guitar down for a period of time, I always wipe the strings down. I grab and pinch the string and run this cloth, a lint-free cloth, up and down the length of the string, and I get every string up and down, and I also, that typically tends to pull the strings out of tune. Good morning from Brazil. Hey, Amola, Pritam, Sarki, good morning. Sarki, play something. Yeah, absolutely. Let's play something together. We're going to play something. We want to talk a little bit about this first. Let me just give you an exercise with the door, like a door jam exercise. So here's what's going to happen is I'm going to imagine that this is me against the wall, and I'm straight elbow, and then I'm just basically, this is against a wall or a door jam, and this is just how I'm going to pre-stretch. I've got my breathing going, breathing in and breathing out, 15 seconds here, 15 seconds here, and everything I do on one arm, I definitely apply to both arms. So this is a straight elbow, and this is a great way to sort of move around, stretch. You kind of like put your both hands on the wall and then fore and aft, and you can do the up and down, and then that's a good way to get pre-stretched, right? We want to pre-stretch our situation before we get too committed to what we're working on here. So what we're working on here this morning is, let me grab this bullet of Joe. I think we're ready to go now. So we're stretching the Joe, Mr. Davis from Pennsylvania. Very nice to have you. I'm working on just tuning up. The first thing we want to do after we get that, you just saw the pre-stretch. We're going to be very mindful of taking care of our bodies, because it's the only body. It's the only body. Its body is the temple. So we're very careful to slow ourselves down with breath during this process. If you're new here, we're doing this 5 days a week, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for about a half an hour. Sometimes we run over. If you've been hanging around, you know that we frequently run over, but I'm going to try my best to keep that, to fix that. Emmanuel Ponce from Argentina. Good morning. Wow, this is great. So I just played Beatles. Yeah, Beatles, you got it. So that's a good thing to do. I'm tuning, here's what I'm doing. I'm hitting this on my knee. I never hit this on anything metallic, because, can you hear the tuning fork? This is, okay, that's what we're tuning to. It's the 5th fret harmonic on the A string, just so we all have a reference pitch. 5th fret harmonic, so I'm just touching my finger lightly to the 5th fret, just right over the fret marker. Not actually playing the fret, but lightly resting my finger on the string. And I pluck the string closest to, a little bit, you know, closer to the bridge of the guitar, the saddle of the guitar, the bridge. That way, I get the pick out of the way of these like string nodes, the vibration pattern. So it creates a nice harmonic. So that A440 is what we're shooting for. So when we put this sound in our teeth, as long as we don't touch the tines of the fork, we get a reference pitch. It vibrates our cranium, our skull, and that's just a good way to do this for me, because it doesn't require anything that's not simple and not organic. It's just a really basic approach to the guitar, so I only need a few tools to get going in my morning ritual, and that's it. It's not like a great expense, you know, and I don't even need the tuning fork, but it's good to have if you're going to play with other people, because this pitch right here is the pitch that theoretically the entire globe is tuned to. So A440 is concert pitch, concert A. So we'll try to tune so that if we play with other people, we'll be in tune when we play along with them. Isn't that right, Marlon? It's really cool to see that little icon next to Marlon's name. Very cool. Marlon became a member yesterday, was gifted a membership, I think, by 𝗕𝗗𝗏𝗏. Pretty cool. Let me just get that guitar in tune. Part of what's going on, is just getting that tuning right for me, and breathing my way through the tuning process. I know this can seem lengthy for some, and it's too much for some to handle, and you know, and I don't blame you if you drop off for this, but if you are hanging around, why we're doing this, it's because it's an on-ramp. It's an on-ramp for me to access some high quality, high level depth in my practice session. Yeah, I'm just going to talk as if we're all wanting to grab and absorb every moment, because that's what I want to do in my lifetime. I want to grab and absorb and be present in every single moment. And that 60 beats per minute, that metronome, is another tool that I need. Who's from Pennsylvania? Someone said, is that Joe. Yeah, we drove through Pennsylvania to get our doggies. Did you see the doggies when you came on? We've got our springers that come in and out of this room in the all morning long. So we got our springers in Ohio, right? From that famous, from those famous people, yeah. Baxter's brother is the fastest springer in the United States, I think, for agility. And really, really wonderful people, dude. Like, just wonderful people. Yeah, just crazy. Yeah, his name is Weiser, you know, as in Budweiser. Yeah, check them out. Yeah, they're both liver and whites. They're just wonderful doggies. Baxter's a hunt dog, man. He's just out there to focus on everything. He's focusing on, I want to be more like my liver and white, my son's liver and white. Just focus, zero right in on the moment. Nothing else outside of the goal exists. And that's what the practice really needs. And that's what my practice really needs. So I see my breath still isn't quite there. You can see my posture still isn't quite there. So another thing I want to note also that right here I'm on my right leg, right? And I'm going to transfer because after every 15 minutes when I stretch, I want to change legs, because when I know this is an old story for some of us, but when I go to see my massage therapist, she's like, Jason, why are your legs going this way and your torso's going this way? And I thought I was sitting straight. It felt like I was sitting straight in the chair, right? So we don't want to create workplace injury, right? Just by sitting this way all day long. I have to mix it up a little bit and just be sure that I'm balancing my body, right? So that's an important piece for me, and I think I only mention it because I care about you, and I want for you to go as far as you would like to go with the guitar, and not have the physical elements sort of over time, start blocking your path. The paths forward are pretty important. Tristan, what's going on? Good morning. Yeah, they are an amazing breed, Joe. I agreed. Yeah. Just got my first guitar a few weeks ago, just getting started up on learning. I'm sticking with it, but I just feel like I'm not picking things up. Any tips on learning by yourself? Funny you mention that. If you go to my website, I have a pill that you can order. It's only $300 a piece, and if you act now, it's only $19.95. And you eat it, and then tomorrow morning when you wake up, no, wait a minute. No, everybody's tried that. It just doesn't work. It's yeah, everybody, we all go through that, Tristan, don't we? I mean, can anybody else validate Tristan's concern? I know Anthony's been playing for a long time. I mean, he's got some pretty mad skill. It's I mean, what do you guys have to say about that? To me, I have a lot to say about that. I would encourage you, if you're just starting out, this is for you. This is exactly the reason why we're here, but we are here from all different levels. I'm just giving you a foreshadow of what we're starting with today. This is going to be fingers 3 and 4 warm up, and it's going to start in position number 9 because I've got finger 1 on position number 9. And you can see that right here, and I've got 3 frets, 10, 11, 12 until the double dot. So I got position indicators on the side of my guitar neck, which are little dots that are, have been inlaid into the side of the neck. So that means 3, 5, 7, and then 9, and then 12, right? And you have a double dot most likely on your guitar on the side of your fretboard. So those are position indicators. That's the good news. The good news is that we're going to start building the guitar. You'll want to jump on another one of my series coming up, Tristan. I hope you stick with it. The guitar can seem very complicated, and it can seem very challenging, and with no reward in near sight for a long period of time. But just that stick-to-itiveness that you mentioned is really important. Joe, I was learning how to play with my dad. Dude, you're gonna make me cry right here on a live stream. Huh. Yeah. So it's definitely manageable. If you man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a tough one. But pick it up, do it, and follow the morning show. I'm going to be here. We're all going to be here. Most of us will be here. Many of us will be here for a year, right? 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, and we're working on things that are going to build. Doesn't matter. I've trained hundreds and hundreds of guitar players. We all thought we could never do anything with it. Some are touring the world. Some are just playing campfire songs with the family and friends. Some are just playing on big stages, and some are probably not playing at all anymore due to personal choice. But we've all made it through that barrier to entry. What you'll find is, as we progress in the guitar world, we continue to benefit from additional barriers that we didn't even see coming, right? So we have all of these challenges to look forward to over the lifespan of our guitar practice. That's one of the cool things that we have to look forward to. Yeah, it's no problem. So let's see. Victoria and Johnny Rodriguez. Learn the chords. The book tells you where to put your fingers for each chord. That's good. Yes, I'm going through it, Tristan. Don't put it down. Yep. It takes a while, but my best advice is to give yourself grace. Yeah, grace is... Yeah, amen, brother. Yep. Grace, and have fun trying to create. Yuda, what's going on? Good morning. Yeah, great to see you commenting here so early. We're getting ready to, we're all tuned up now. I think we're pretty much tuned up. Pretty close, you know. Almost there. Good morning, Matt Cap. What I'm doing is I'm checking for tuning just to make sure that across the neck before I get started, because I don't want the things that I do to end the practice if it's out of tune. I don't want to influence my ears and learn things out of tune. So it's supremely important to practice while we're in tune. Doing great, man. Yuda, I'm doing better than some and worse than others. That's my guess. Here we go. Fingers 3 and 4. Let's take it for a spin. We're doing 16th notes. If you can't keep up today, you will be able to keep up on Monday or another day. Monday is the day that we start with a slow roll. We really focus deeply on breath. The beginning of the week sets the tone for the entire process, okay? Today is Friday, and we want to test our mettle to see how far we've come in a short period of time over the span of a 5-day bracket. So that's what we're doing today. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E. If you have your guitar and you're in tune, you can play along. I'm using fingers 3 and 4 on frets 11 and 12, and we're going to start 1, 2, 3, 4. You ready? 1, 2. You know what to do. And this seems like it's slow for me today, but for others, it seems like it's probably pretty quick. But I do need to get along with understanding my limitations. So I want to push a little bit today. So 16th note grids right out of the gate. And that'll get us not into a sprint, but it will get us sort of really thinking about what we're doing. I'm going all the way down to position number 1. Plus, this will speed up our practice warm-up session, and we'll be able to warm up with more things. So, but Monday mornings we carefully approach breath. We start with breath exercise, and then we start with tuning, pre-warm up, all of that stuff that Mr. Anthony Tomarello really appreciates. You know, some of us appreciate the finer things. Some of us are like bull in a china closet like me, you know, so we're all at different spaces. We all have different goal sets. So occasionally it will help once in a while for us to just place our goals. I want you to know, every time you communicate in this live chat, if you leave it there, what I do is I go back, we go back through and we notate all of the things that we talked about in the live stream. And then what we do is we put it in the description, we build the video out, and then we repost the live video as a live stream so that we have access to the songs that we recommend, the musicians that we recommend to each other, the listening, the requirements that we're going to do for the next lesson upcoming. So we do take a great deal of care and invest a great deal of time in producing, you know, what seems to be like a low barrier for entry. So fingers 2 and 3, ready? Frets 11 and 12. Here we go. 1 and a 2 and a you know what to do. Yeah. But these exercises are much slower and much more controlled and much deeper on Mondays. And we speed up through the week. But these are the things that we do. I don't offer them so much anymore because of my schedule, but you know, I used to teach 7, 8 hours a day, you know, 7 days a week because people were wanting to learn the guitar so hard, you know, just wanted to be part of their lives. And I think if we're not playing music and writing music now, I mean, I don't know a better time in human history there's so much to wonder about and so much to write about if we're not working towards some end of like musical expression. I just think there's no better time than now. Here we go, fingers 1 and 2. I hope I'm not losing you with the speed, but the speed is important for me for this particular part of the process. That sounds like Tuckerman's notifying us of some intrusion. So we've got 1 and 2 and you know what to do. And yeah, Tristan, great to have you here, man. If you can't catch the morning ritual, I'm going to repost these so you can catch them later in the day with us. And then, but catch them when you can. We love to have you here. This is all about personal growth, spiritual growth, guitar growth, family growth, community growth, all of that stuff that we need to do and love. We're just going to take the time and cultivate right here. Good. This is awesome. Yeah, Joe, this is really, truly awesome to have like-minded people doing something in the name of good work. The perfect freedom. Music is one of those perfect freedoms. And tell it. TB. I've developed a bad habit of double upstroking sometimes when I'm alternate picking. How do I correct this? Oh, you know what? TB, that's a great answer. Absolutely, Tristan, appreciate that and keep up on your journey for sure. Yeah, I love the support, the culture of respect. We haven't even had our first official, you know, this isn't even kicked off yet. We haven't even kicked it off for 2025. But the culture of respect is just so good and it's so heartwarming. So we'll use fingers 3 and 4. We've already done all of the contiguous strings with, you know, neighboring frets. Now what we're going to do is introduce a fret stretch, because what we're really here for is different for everybody, right? So let's get that counted up. 1 and a 2E and a you know what to do. And playing along is good. If you have your guitar and you're in tune and you're following along, or you're planning on catching us Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, This is a great place to practice the chops and play along in your own privacy and play along at your own rate of speed and get what you can from it, and just the repeated exposure from it, you know, that Clockwork Orange, that 𝗓𝗏𝗂𝗽𝗀 treatment, you get cured of being a non-guitar player. So there's that. There's a benefit of showing up here and playing along live. There's a different kind of energy when we're doing this together and walking through this together. I've always found that doing this and walking through this, I've only had one teacher in my whole life actually ever walk through all of this stuff with me, and I've tried to do this with my students face to face, and sometimes it works and other times the eyes glaze over. So we move on to, you know, hey, I came here today, I really want to learn Luke Bryan's next song, so can we do that? And I'm like, well, Ricky, I want to teach you the things that are going to enable you to learn the Luke Bryan songs that you want to learn on your own. And so a decade later, we're still hanging out together, just talking about learning different Luke Bryan songs and getting a fundamental warm-up going. But that time that we're spending with the guitar is time that's quality time that we spend with ourselves. It's called invest. I used to look at it as like, it's time that I don't have, but it's time that I'm investing in myself now, right? This has a return. There's a return for investment, right? No deposit, no return. So fingers 1 and 2. And so the daughter of the, you know, one of the, I don't know, someone started the YMCA or something, the YWCA, and, you know, one of the grandkids or whatever says, no deposit, no return. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a. Hey Lee, what's going on? Are you going to be back today? Are you thinking you'd be back on like another day? Do you have any questions? Yeah, Joe, we'll see you Monday. Happy weekend. Arnab, I've been waiting to learn the guitar so long now. I want to learn more from you, so I appreciate that. So what happens is, you know, this isn't, I want to just say, continue to preface this, it's not for everyone. It's not like I want you to go, because, you know, it would be better for me just to say, hey, learn guitar right now in 3 easy steps. That's not really how it ever has worked in the history of anything, right? And, you know, I don't know if I was ever duped into that stuff. You know, there were all these really crafty mags that were advertising, you know, learn it now, learn it quick. Drink this potion and you'll turn into a bat. You know, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. But all of the professionals that used to work for me, you know, I've had a shop, you know, where we had elevated music, the private music experience, you know, 20-something teachers working, and all of them agreed, you know, hey, there's no pill, there's no secret shortcut to learning anything, right? You just have to put the seat time in. And Anthony Tortorello, Mr. Tortorello, is famous for saying, you know, seat time. So the seat time is important. And if you have things, Arnab, if you have things that you wanted to learn, I want to get back to TBs too in this. Absolutely, Tristan. Amen. I've been just scanning quickly through the comments so I don't miss. I find I'm missing things if I don't carry along. So sometimes they get going pretty quickly. We usually like to see, you know, 20 likes, you know, per episode if we can get them at this point. I probably will get out of hand, but where were we at? We're at TB. I've developed a bad habit of doubling up on the upstroke. So if you watch Al Di Meola, sometimes you'll see, you know, that efficiency picking model, it's a really important thing to be, a skill to be able to double the upstroke, especially when we're changing from one string to the next. But that's not really what you're talking about. What you're talking about is getting that constant down, up, down, up. I'm going to model it for you just because this is where we're at today. And this is a harder exercise for me to play the threes against the fours or against the twos. So I have two upstrokes, or two strokes. I have a downstroke and an upstroke, and then I have a 2, 3, and 4, and then I have a 2, 3, and 4. But I'm starting 2, 3, and 4 with a downstroke. The second group I'm starting, if I want to maintain that alternate pattern, up, down, up. 2, 3, 4. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That I have to go through. This is how, I'm not kidding. If I can't manage it with a metronome, I will go so slowly that it's painful for anyone other than me to witness. Sometimes it's so slow it's painful for me to produce, but I have to focus slowly enough so that I can process all of the things going on simultaneously. I've got my fingers, I need to know which finger to use, I need to know which string I'm on, I need to align that finger with my picking hand, I need to manage the space, the distance from string to string. I mean, there are like there are all kinds of things going on simultaneously, concurrently. So what I would just recommend, going slowly as you can handle it. And then once you feel like you're in control of what you're doing, then we can start bringing it up to speed. So you may be here now. Monday we go through, on Mondays where it's a much slower session. It's a much more breath-oriented session. But today we're working on just the fruits of what we gathered over the week. And let me just walk you through the warm-up. So here it is, 1 E and a 2 E and a fingers 2 and 3 and 4 on frets 10, 11, and 12. Same actions, all the way down to the position 1 and back, right? 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a. There are different feels that we go through. And all of these are different techniques that we'll need to pick up and develop along the way. Right. So this stuff is really important. We have fingers 1 and 2 and 3, and 1 and 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a. All right, here we go. 1 E and a 2, a T E and a 4 E. And again, we're warming up. We're just here to warm up. That's the point of this exercise, this time, is to invest in the self. And I want to get to quintuplets today, so I've got to keep moving. Yeah, how was your week anyway? We were thinking about just reviewing what happened over the course of this week. We had a major holiday there for Christmas observers. A lot of guitar time. Any guitar time in yours? There was a lot of guitar time in mine. I've got to talk to Scott a little bit today about moving some songs that we're writing forward. Oh, I think I'm going to use this later today. I'm going to drop a detailed session about how to play and pick and strum, all of the details that you would crave for Big Rock Candy Mountain. I'm just going to spend some time crafting a wonderful lesson in open position, useful lesson that can be applied in any genre, but more especially ours. So we have this first finger on position number 9 now. I'm using 4 fingers. I'm going to use 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a faux E and alternate picking the whole time. If you have questions about anything or comments, if you're playing along, this is good because people are quiet and it indicates that you're playing along. But if you do have questions or recommended listening, we do like to talk about new things to listen to in our lives. You can see my thumb just sort of dipping back behind the neck, adjusting, doing these little micro adjustments, because I'm trying to position my thumb between fingers 1 and 4, and if I keep that finger between 1 and 4, it will equally distribute power between all of the fingers on the front of the fretboard. But I'm shooting, the most important part of this morning thing is the breath for me. Yeah, it's almost record ready. So what else is going on before we start working on quintuplets? Yeah, so here's one more pattern that I like to do in the mornings, and 2 more patterns. Here's the minor 7 shape, because I learned this from, hey Raul, good morning, good kind sir. I learned this from Angie. The morning I walked in and told him I had stopped my production line working for the company, and I was in college, I think, paying my way through college or just after college, and I walked in and I said, Andy, I stopped doing what I was doing, and I plan on being a guitar player as my profession, a guitar teacher. And he said, congratulations, Jason. He stuck his hand out, shook my hand, and he said to me, congratulations, Jason. Welcome to poverty. I thought that was pretty funny. Terrifying at the same time, but you know, funny nonetheless. So we're getting back up to real Nico Ballot. What's going on? Good morning. We're working through the warm-up session. We're getting ready to, after we complete this spider type exercise, this diagonal type size exercise, we're going to work on quintuplets with the 1, 2, 3, 4 positionally instead of longitudinally, right? So you might want to stick around for that because it gets pretty exciting and you're going to see me sweat maybe. Yeah, this is definitely like when we get this exercise dialed in and we can play it like, you know, as it's supposed to sound, it gets pretty exciting, you know. I've got to admit, it makes me feel like it makes me feel really good to be able to sweep. It's a little bit sloppy this morning, but better be poor than corporate slave. Well, you know, I think part of me agrees with you on that. And then I had this one teacher in my life for a long period of time and became a colleague, and then you know, one who supported the program that we started, and he always taught me to see both sides of the coin. And both sides of the coin, as much as I have a vision and I have my own sort of endorsements, and sometimes I wear my heart on my sleeve, I try to think about, you know, sometimes that, you know how we're getting really good at practicing a craft and reclaiming our own found time, our own time to do something productive with it, to contribute to the wellness of the populace. You know, that's my goal, is somehow to contribute a meaningful, joyful noise that can help others, you know, and in just the right time. And we might not realize, the thing about that is we might not realize what kind of help we're offering, and that person, the benefactor might, or the person who benefits from whatever it is we're doing, might not grasp that lesson for a decade, you know, and then all of a sudden, the trick is to just be listening all the time and pray for wisdom, you know, for me. Good morning, Gary. 𝗓𝗏𝘂𝗀𝘀, one of my favorite tunes. Yeah, oh yeah. Are you a guitar player? What do you like to play? Because what this is, what you're walking into, is this your first time here? If it's your first time here, this is designed specifically to, what I'm doing is I'm procrastinating doing my quintuplets. I can only play metal riff. Oh yeah, I love metal. Absolutely. And so what you're doing, what you're walked into is a sequence. This is a session that is going to happen every Monday. Well, it's every 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it lasts roughly for half an hour. We are running over at the moment, but we're doing this warm-up for the span of a year. And what we're doing is we're going to calculate, we're going to go back to the first live stream that I did. We're going to take that live stream, examine it. We're going a year down the road now. We're going to take this video a year down the road. We're going to examine it. And then we're going to compare those two videos and contrast those two videos to see what kind of gains we make in the span of 1 year, roughly 130 to 150 practice hours. So that's kind of what we're doing, is we're going to be able to realize the gains, Digger. Yeah, I love it. Me too. I just thought if 1645. Oh yeah, yeah, good. Yeah. So that's the concept, that's the loose framework, and there's really no other reason for me to do this other than, you know, I know if I'm going to be here practicing, I may as well share this time with the world, because I know other guitar players must want to practice. Other guitarists across the world must want to better themselves. And I find that the only way I ever make a gain on the guitar or anywhere in life is if I make the time to be still, and I make the time to internalize what it is that I'm after. Then I can execute the plan to become a reality. That's the only way I've ever been able to do it. I don't do it by being on the run all the time. I don't do it by being on the run. I have to sit down and I think while I walk, and those ideas come, and they but the act of doing the thing is I need to learn this. Oh yeah, me too. Like this is something that I'm you know, we'll get into the 1645 for sure, if that's what you're talking about. But right now I'm going to work on quintuplets. So I'm finishing up, I'm wrapping up my morning warm-up, my morning ritual. And I've got fives. So 5 attacks per measure is what I'm working on. And this should present a moderate challenge for me. 1 2 1 2 ding gang and dang and ding gang and dang and ding dang and dang and ding 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 60 beats per minute. What I'm trying to do is accent where the 5s are. Mostly crazy all the time. Oh, we had a wonderful Christmas. Thank you very kindly. We had a wonderful Christmas. We have we do what's called a 𝗓𝗶𝗀𝘂𝗽𝗀, where we make, like, you know, 40, 50, 60 Belgian waffles. We do, you know, we crack dozens and dozens and dozens of eggs, sausage, bacons, you know, all of the things, and then ham, sausage, bacon, all of that stuff. And then when we're done, we couldn't possibly eat all of it. So what we do is we build Belgian waffle breakfast sandwiches, and we layer the cheese, we layer you know, the eggs. We have all the scrambles left. But we slice the scrambles, so it's like a sliced scramble. Then the sausage, bacon, and ham, and then another cheese, and then another waffle. I like to share that sandwich. I'm gonna wrap it in parchment, carefully wrap it in parchment, carefully wrap it in tinfoil or aluminum wrap, and freeze them. But you can, the beautiful thing about it is, I like to take those out of the freezer and reheat those in the oven and recook those in the oven. And it's just a really wonderful way to have those sandwiches on hand for, you know, the next month or two. Yeah. And I really enjoy sharing those sandwiches with my friends. I do. Yep. It does sound amazing, and those who have tried it also agree that it is amazing. So how about you? Any guitarists for the Christmas holiday? Anything going on for Christmas holiday? It was a great time, family, really wonderful stuff. So I'm just going to work out on that vibe now. And I have to thank Mostly Crazy all the time for just getting this vibe going. So we're just working on G chord. And this is going to be similar to the stuff that I'm going to talk about in our Big Rock Candy Mountain song. That we're just going to release a tutorial later today that goes in deep to the process of how to learn open position skills and why it's important to learn open position skills for some. Got an old Harmony H50 my dad bought me when I was a teenager, fixed it up and gave it back to him as a thank you. No way. That's a pretty big thank you. Yeah, what a beautiful time. So here's what's going on in my left hand, my fretting hand. I know we've got some lefties on board. So I've got finger 3 on the low E string, finger 3 is choking out the A string, and then open D, open G, open B, and then high E is gotten by the finger 4. And then we add finger 2 to fret 2 on the D string. Just to add a little color, just a little major lift. Yeah, we could also, that's an add 6. We could also add the 9. Could also add the sus4. We could add the 6 and the 4 at the same time. So that's what I'm doing with my fretting hand, and then with the right hand, I start out with the old, and I love to work on just reminding myself how important it is to just be able to articulate a simple and clean sort of strum pattern. It's country style strum pattern, folk style strum pattern. So when we add the 3 and the 4, it's also known as C with G in the bass. So right now we're using G, and we're headed up to C with G in the bass. And it has a very distinctive sound. 𝗓𝗏𝗏, what's going on? Good morning. Thank you very much for jumping on board with us today. 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗧. Master of Puppets. All right, we did have that recommended, didn't we? Now, is Battery a song on Master of Puppets? I thought Battery was on Master. What is it about that guitar style, that music style that means so much to so many? Yeah, that's a good question, Prabhat, Mr. Gupta. We actually, aren't going to be practicing on an acoustic guitar all of the time. We practice on acoustic guitar because it's one of the tricks that we have in the bag. And then bar chords. We have a lot of stuff available to us. Every time we practice a different kind of an instrument, like an electric guitar, that requires a different warm-up process for me to get, you know, to wrap my mind. I love the question, you know. Each instrument is so different, and if you really want to get inside the language of that instrument, we've got to go through and do these warm-ups on each instrument. So yes, we are setting aside over the span of the next year large tracts of land or large segments of time where we will be talking about and specializing. I'm going to use the word specializing on electric style guitar. We're starting with a fixed bridge, which is either, you know, the Gibson, like the Les Paul style, or the Strat with the, you know, the extra spring in it. We're also working on guitars with whammy bars so that we can start really articulating the talking guitar and the manipulation of pitch without using the fretting hand and in tandem with the fretting hand. We're also going to talk about different styles and how to approach warm-ups for different stylistic applications. So yes, absolutely. Would you like to teach me online, like something, Beautiful Soulers or something? If you would like to work out something online, you could always grab me. You could reach out to me personally if you wanted to work on like a private Zoom session, where we could get like hyperlocal, like surgical in our approach. If you have very specific questions, you want to work out something very specifically, I'd love to do that. We can get on a Zoom call. We've got all of the technology that we need to onboard you, you know, and then process through the payment and then process through the session. It's all there. If you wanted to, I would make some time to do, if you're serious about what you wanted to accomplish, I would think about making some time for sure. But you just reach out to me at jasoncareyguitar@gmail.com. So it's JASONCAREYGUITAR, jasoncareyguitar@gmail.com. And then just make that request and say, hey, look, I'd love to, I really love the guitar, and just give me your reasons what you want to do, just like a small bulleted list, you know, maybe 2 or 3 things in order of preference, and we can focus on that, okay? So thank you so much for asking me about that, and I'd be honored to share some time with you, okay? And do you play Spanish style? Yeah. Oh yeah. So I mean, we have classical. We'll probably be working through some classical repertoire and flamenco repertoire as well. So it's just one of those things where at the end of the year, we're doing this for a whole year. So what we want to do is just be sure that we're here every day. I'm here every day, 5 days a week, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to make a commitment to try and complete this process for at least 1 year for free at no charge to you. You don't need to be a channel member. If you want to support the channel and become a channel member and get some additional perks that the channel offers, then you could, by all means, become a channel member. That's definitely well appreciated and made available to you. You can definitely do that. We certainly appreciate any support that way. But I'm not, you know, I think this is important for me to just keep warming, just using this as a warm-up period. Okay then, how to connect with you in Zoom. Yeah, Zoom would be the thing. Yep. So what we'll do is if you start with an email communication to jasoncareyguitar@gmail.com, we can start to work out the time and all of the logistical stuff. Yeah. What hand practice can an amateur do to play songs like The Mask of Zorro? Okay. Yeah. All right. Now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're going to raise the bar for all of us here. So all of us here are here because we want to learn more about the guitar at a global level, because we have the internet now. I mean, it's like we don't have to keep. We can learn everything about the instrument without limitation. I'm going to keep a note on The Mask of Zorro. So one of the things that I wanted to work on is only because we're using pick today, is arpeggios. And so part of my warm-up would be this 𝗪𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀 style. This is for you, this is for all of us, but this is a 𝗪𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 style diminished sequence. All right, so what we're starting here with is fret number 1 on the G string, and we're using finger 3 to grab. So see how those finger stretch exercises that we did earlier today? All of that stuff really helps us to access this stuff readily without us thinking, oh man, I'll never be able to do that. So those are really important, those finger stretches. Going through that warm-up every day is super important. But now we're working on, here's a diminished style. This is one of my favorite, this might be a Marty Friedman thing, from like Symphony of Destruction or something too. So there's this, finger 1, minor third up from there, minor third up from there, minor third up from there again, no surprise, minor third up from there. So it's 1, 4, 3, finger 2, and reach back to 1, and then run up fret number 1 here. Oh, that's, all right, so let's see what we got. So what is the pattern here? We should probably talk about the pattern. Is it okay to first learn concert guitar and the E guitar, the minor guitar, or should I start by E guitar first? Now, can you elaborate on that for me, please? Roman, great question. Here's a nice exercise. So it's finger 1, fret 1 on the G string, finger 4 on finger 3 on fret 4 on the G string, finger 2 on fret 3 on the B string, finger 1 on fret 1, and then finger 3 on the high E string on fret 4. So it's a pattern here, separated by the second finger on the minor third above where the third finger left off. So it's like this. Right, and everybody knows that you can take this diminished sequence, and every 3 frets it becomes a reproduction of itself. Same 1, 2, 3, 4 notes. So what we're going to do, the takeaway from this is the hammer on from finger 1 to 3, and then we're using that right hand to sweep through the string. So it's down and then up. 3 down, 3 up. And what we're doing for work here on the fretting hand is hammering and then pulling. Hammer. And then where the magic starts to happen is when we slur between position and position. So we start here, we end up on position 4, then we end up on position number 7, and then we end up on position number 10. I mean, there's a lot of that kind of stuff happening in the world of guitar, even on acoustic. So I'm going to recommend again Friday Night in San Francisco by John 𝗔𝗲𝗂𝗪𝗏, 𝗔𝗔𝗂𝗃𝗲𝗃, and 𝘕𝗔𝗔𝗃𝗃𝗃. Great record to hear. You know, Friday Night in San Francisco. It's a wonderful record. I would encourage you to watch the to give that a good solid listen. I don't know. There might be some YouTube footage for the whole concert too. By the way, I love that guitar though. So thank you very much. It's a Martin DX2E. And I did a full review on it on my channel, so you can just go check out the Martin DX2E. I love the guitar. I bought it because I needed it to be a workhorse, because I do plan on being on the internet, you know, at least for a half an hour every day, 5 days a week. And I didn't want to burn out some of my other guitars, so it's a great little guitar. I did a full review on it, so you can just search on my channel. If you really like it, you might like the review. Let me know. Leave me a comment under the review. If you do go see the review, just leave me a comment under the review and letting me know what you think about the review, you know. And you can actually buy the guitar through an affiliate link through that video. If you do, that's another way that you can, if you'd like to support the stream, you know, the channel. So Jason Carey Guitar right here on YouTube. So much appreciated. Any of that kind of support is always welcome, obviously. What I've learned is you can't change the world if you can't keep the lights on. So super important, but that's enough of that. So you have your handwork is very, I have a tailor, 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗏. I have a tailor too, but just not today. Tailors, I have a few tailors. Tailors are wonderful, wonderful guitars. And I made one of my favorite recordings ever on a Taylor 420. And I'll tell you what, I played every expensive Taylor in the shop, all the $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 rigs. And this was in 96, I think, 94, 95, 96, something like that. I played all of the guitars, all of the Taylors in the shop, and I ended up playing the cheapest one that they had. And that was the best sounding, the best playing, that had the coolest guitar. You know, it's like with one of the old school Taylor cases you can't get anymore. And it's made out of unobtainium, do you know what I mean? So I really love my Taylor 420. It's just like one of the coolest guitars I've ever had. And I'll keep it, it'll be a guitar forever. And I'm happy to hear that you're a Taylor player and you're a Taylor fan. And my arpit, I really do appreciate the compliment about my handwork is very smooth. So part of that is I need to change, bear with me just for a moment, because I need to change my seating arrangement. I just realized I've been sitting here all morning. I need to stretch a little bit, so this is a good time to do a little bit of talking. And your handwork is very smooth, and that all happens from just doing all of the morning work. Thank you very much. There's a lot of time invested in that appearance, and that appearance is something I want to maintain, and it just takes time and dedication or devotion. I'm not sure how most of us talk about that. I've always been sort of like motivated by things other than finance in my life. I've always been motivated by doing the thing instead of, you know, buying the thing. I know buying the thing is it's an important part of what's going on, but I've always been just been interested in doing the thing, which in this case is practicing and doing the morning ritual. So let's take a look here. All right, how's my posture? My posture's good. Let's dive back into this for a few more minutes. Do you have guitar collection or something? Yeah, there's I don't know if you call it a collection. By some standards, I have friends who have more guitars than I do. But I like to have a few guitars, yes. Yeah. I do enjoy having a few guitars. And the room that I'm in right now is the, sort of like the, you know, TV or whatever, dog room. So this is where we are kind of camping out for the morning. So if you're just with me, we are talking about, we're continuing with warm-ups, and I'm not sure, I think I'm going to go through the major scale sequence through cycle 4. What I'm doing is I'm going through the cycle 4 using patterns, patternizing the major scale in thirds. Probably should tonicize that first. Back to the octave in the same pattern from whence I came. Do you have a guitar collection? Yes, I do. Do you play Guns N' Roses? Absolutely. Yes, I do play Guns N' Roses. How many years in are you? For 10. Yeah, it might be. Well, so I was teaching professionally in college, and you know, kind of paying my way through music school while teaching, and you know, I don't know. I'm a lot of years in. You know, let me think a little bit about how to answer that. Hey, I emailed you. You did email me. Okay. All right. 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗂𝗃𝗏. I'll definitely take a look, and I appreciate. I'm an old timer, dude. How old am I? That's a good question. Matico, Mr. Dillard, how are you doing today? I see that. I see it. So I'm going through again. We just made another cycle through the fours. Now I'm going to practice cycle 4. I'm going to practice fourths through the cycle of fourths. That was really cool. Sounds good. Angular. What is that? So, there we go, right there. That's the importance of tonicizing something, because if we don't tonicize something, we might feel as if we're playing in a different key, right? And that sort of realigns our fingering. Here's Murphy. Hey, Murph, come on. Come here, Murph. Come on, big guy. Let's say hi. Up here. Up. Come here. Good morning. This is my buddy, Murphy. Yeah, nice to see you, Murph. Head up on the couch if you want. Head right up there. He's waiting for me to rub his back. I'm just going to take a break because he came in to say hi, and I should say hi to him as well. Hey, Murph. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Yeah. How's it going? You okay? You all set? Big guy? Yeah? Good boy. Are you getting up on the couch? Go ahead. Get up on the couch. He's like, Dad, you played guitar enough. Pay attention to me. Yeah, he's a good boy. So what I would encourage you to do is, let's see. Hey, I'm Combs. Yeah, so let's see. Play something. Let's take a look at some G and R, right? So let's do some G and R. Let's take a look at Sweet Child, right? Just for a moment. Let me see if we can create like a little quick little ad-lib chord melody for this. Oh, there we go to the G. And then back to the G, to D again. Yeah, and if I was to play it just on the guitar, I would do something like 𝗕𝗓𝗄𝗪𝗔 Ramirez. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, sir. If I'm going to use bar chords to get through it, I'm using D and then C and G. And then back to D again. Oh, there it is. And then we could play, you know, open positions are always really cool. Morning. Back into the open strings, you know, open position. So yeah, there's a lot going on there. You can play Swing Lynn, bro. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I've been working on any songs that get mentioned in the chat here. What we do is we go back and we take notes of all of this stuff, and we put these in the video descriptions once we're published live. So once the live stream gets published, it gets immortalized, if you will, so that we can go back and use these as reference. So I'm going to finish up with let's take a quick look here. Are you talking about the Harmless song? Are you talking about, yeah, the song from Harmless? Yeah. That's a great tune. Let's take a quick look. Nope. What are we doing here? Oh. Yeah, I really love the 7532. You see the tutorial. All right. So do you have a tutorial for this on your channel? Are you... Oh. I just realized I'm keeping you guys way over the half hour. I apologize for that, for sure. I'm going to keep that swing Lynn. I'm going to keep that swing Lynn right here, and we're going to see if we can get a whole tutorial going on that song. What a great track that is. I hadn't thought about putting that on the channel before. So that's one of the benefits of being here every morning and playing guitar with new friends and people who are just looking to, you know, improve ourselves through the guitar. So what I'm doing now, oh, 7, 5, 3, 2, oh, gotcha. All right. Do you play the song? Sounds like you play the song. Yeah. So I'm going to leave you with this right here. So this is one of those things. What I'm doing is I'm taking notes of all of the songs and of the requests that you're doing, and I'm going to get to those. So I really hope you guys have a wonderful day today. I've got to get moving, and you do too. Or maybe you don't. You know, I don't really know. But I do know that I want to wish you a good day, and I really appreciate you being around for this today. And I'll see you again on Monday, because we're doing this live stream every day of 2025. Oh yeah, country roads, yes, right on. Konnichiwa. Yeah, good morning. Man, I'm seeing some really great requests here. Are these songs you would like to learn how to play, or just see me play? Because what I'm doing is I'm collecting those requests and I'm putting those in the production list for our produced guitar lessons on right here on Jason Carey Guitar. So that's what I'm doing with all of those things. 𝗓𝗗𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗀 inglés. Yeah, I think I've got to let you move on, because our warm-up session for today has kind of run its course, and we're all warmed up and ready to play for the day now. And now what we can do is go continue on our own journeys, but come back again. If you really want some more of this, you can follow me over to Jason Carey Guitar on TikTok, where I do my follow-up live stream while my post-warm-up live stream, okay? So maybe I'll see you over there. But if you want to come back, if you'd like to come back and jump on for another wonderful warm-up experience, Monday morning is going to be the time to be there. We'll see you then. Thanks for being here today. I really appreciate you being here. And we'll see you again next time on Monday. And until then, I wish you happy picking.